Some relevance this weekend between the NBA and the NFL coming from the new CBA that was finalized on Friday between the NBA and the NBPA. Here's the one that I know that you would advocate very strongly, if you haven't already, very loudly. There's no further marijuana testing at all for the NBA. Now, the NFL still has it. They won't suspend you for failed tests. They'll only suspend you if you're in the program and you basically go above and beyond violating the terms of your treatment program to the point where you're defiant and belligerent. That's the only way you're getting suspended in the NFL now. But they still fine you. They'll still fine you. And you're going to lose a lot of money. You still are not allowed to smoke marijuana technically if you're in the NFL. You get tested once per year, and everybody kind of knows when it's coming, but guys still test positive all the time. The NBA doing the right thing and just let's just drop the facade and get rid of it. It's legal in most of the states now for recreational purposes.
That's right.
Let's just not worry about it anymore. And, there's this concern that guys are going to be so high they can't function. Well, if they can't function, then they get benched and the next man up.
Yeah.
There's always that threat. It's a meritocracy. If you're so high you can't play, that will take care of itself.
Then you won't play. Right. Exactly right. And come on, hey, it's good they're getting rid of this. And, the NFL has certainly gotten better in that department. But at the same time, the testing's not necessary. It's not. It's not all year round. Most of these guys, the majority of these guys want to be great at what they do. They're not looking to oh man, I want them to take away the drug testing rules so I can go to the shoot around high today. I want to press LeBron James full court while I'm stoned. That's not what it's about. It's about, hey, when the game's over and I've been chasing LeBron James all over the court, I'd like to be able to relax the way I'd like to because, like you said, it's legal in most states and it's medicinal in a bunch of other states. And come on, it's a lot better alternative than what? Throwing down alcohol or some stupid-ass prescription drug down your throat. So that's where I always fight about it or fight against it, Mike. And, yeah, I'm glad to see. The NBA has always kind of been revolutionary with this type of stuff, and I'm glad to see them continue that.
Yeah, don't smoke marijuana to manage the pain. You're going to take this shot of Toradol that's going to numb your entire body and eventually wreck your kidney and your liver.
Gut. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Allegedly, I don't know. I haven't done all the studies, but I know that there's been some anecdotal evidence about Toradol being very bad. There was a Real Sports Profile, and Brian Urlacher was talking about it, and there have been plenty of players who had issues with Toradol.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that, as you've said, when you completely numb your body, you have the proprioception issues, and you potentially step where you don't know you're stepping, and the next thing you know, you've ripped up your knee. Hey, it doesn't hurt because you're full of Toradol, but good luck walking off the field.
Oh, that was a common occurrence, It was almost sometimes when I first came aware of it with Rondé Barber, right? Rondé Barber, the new member of the Hall of Fame. He would it would be a Tuesday sometimes. He'd come up and be like, oh, because we used to go out to dinner on Monday night, and he would be feeling the effects maybe of the game a little on a Monday night because the Toradol was finally wearing off to where, that's where when I think people are like, man, this guy wasn't even hurt, and why does he show up on Wednesday hurt all of a sudden at practice? He didn't know he was hurt until Wednesday because he was numb. So he woke up Wednesday and was like, damn, my shoulder really hurts today, Mr. Trainer guy. And that's because of the Toradol. Like you're saying, he didn't feel it for the last while. Now it's worn off and it shows itself. So, yes. And then you talk about prescription drugs, what they do to your gut and all of that. I got a number of people I know that I played with who, took that too freely in their days, and they have stomach problems because of that too. So let alone the addiction problems it can cause. So marijuana, a much safer avenue, and glad to see the NBA doing it. Hoping the NFL will too.
And I saw that item on Saturday morning and posted about it, and I actually started getting emails from people saying, hey, I think that may be an April Fool's Day gag. And it's not an April Fool's Day gag. It happened on Friday. We're writing about it today. It's not an April Fool's Day gag. And if somebody's going to come up with an April Fool's Day gag, they're going to do something more interesting than creating fake items for an NBA collective bargaining agreement that don't seem all that outlandish. And here's another one that prompted the same reaction. People are like, oh, I think that's an April Fool's Day gag. The NBA allowing players to invest in NBA teams, also WNBA teams, sports betting companies, and cannabis companies players are now allowed to invest.
Wow.
And why not?
Yeah.
Why weren't they allowed to do it? I think that's great.
Right.
I think it's awesome. Now, it creates potentially some awkwardness if you've invested in the team you play for and you get traded to a different team. Maybe some split loyalties when you meet that team you invested in the future. But I think it's great. You know, I did the math. When you look at what the Haslams, who own the Browns, just paid for 25% in the Milwaukee Bucks. When you look at that valuation of the team and you take what Aaron Rodgers paid for 1% of the team and you do the math there, he's gone from $3.5 million to $35 million in the value of his investment in just a few years in 1% of the Milwaukee Bucks. So why not let these guys? I mean, let these players act like owners. Why are the owners gobbling up all the equity? If there's players who can buy it and they're willing to sell it and you can circumvent any salary cap issues where you're not selling it below market, why not do it?
Yeah, that's the only thing I wondered. Like, was there salary cap issues? How do they do that? But you're right. It's just it's a great way to, you know, further your brand. Make the people that work for you love working for you, and then give them other avenues to, yeah, sure, invest their money wisely with people that they know and can trust a little bit. I think it's brilliant in a lot of ways. The sports betting companies, the marijuana investing thing, yeah. I mean, again, we argue all the time. It's not fair, you know, at times where the league's allowed to have all these deals with, you know, the gambling companies and the players. They have to watch it. So very cool by the NBA. It really is. I don't know how the ownership thing works, but yeah, why not? If you have a great player for your basketball team and there's 3-4% of the team that comes available and he's a guy that you know you trust and want him to be a part of the fabric of this organization for a while, why not let him be a part of it and kind of help continue the growth of your team and the community and everything else?
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.